Hi, I'm Shana Moulton, and I'm a video and performance artist. And in 2002, I started a video series called Whispering Pines.
Hi, I'm Nick Hallett. I'm a musician, composer, cultural producer. In 2010, I collaborated with Shana, and we created Whispering Pines 10, an interactive multimedia opera.
Our creative capital project is called Whispering Pines Infinity, and it involves taking this work of interactive performance and reshaping it back into the language that inspired it.
And then delivering it to audiences as a new kind of internet opera while planting the seeds for its sequel, Whispering Pines 11. You can start the video.
So Whispering Pines is named after the mobile home park I grew up in near Yosemite, California. And in it, I play a character called Cynthia, who I think of as a sort of alter ego, but is really just me when I'm alone. And she's constantly trying to escape her physical or psychological pain and discomfort, and is often finding escape in unexpected ways. Objects play an important role in the narratives. They sometimes serve as characters or as portals into her inner or outer fantasies, and I create these fantasy worlds in the digital realm using lo-fi special effects. I started working in performance in order to bring the presence of my live body into this visual aesthetic I was creating in the videos, but the challenge was figuring out how to recreate those special effects in front of a live audience. And around this time, I saw Spielberg's Minority Report, and I was really inspired by the way Tom Cruise used his body to interface with his computer and move information around. And I wanted to create my own version of this interface for Cynthia.
So that's where I entered the picture. Shana and I, we had a residency at Harvest Works to develop these interfaces between a performer and projection. And we integrated those into Whispering Pines 10, which was Shana's most elaborate performance work and my first work of opera as a composer. Music was already a really important part of the Whispering Pines videos, and that's actually what inspired me to want to work with Shana in the first place. I thought the Whispering Pines series had a premise which enabled a new kind of storytelling, and I thought it would be deliciously problematic to create an opera that had a mute character as the heroine and singers, myself included, we would give voice to Cynthia's innermost thoughts, kind of a sonification of the subconscious. So what happens in Whispering Pines 10? If there's any story to tell, it's about Cynthia's search for her tree, her raison d'etre, the thing that makes her feel great about herself, the thing that no one can take away from her. But it's also about the things that guide her or distract her from finding it. Things like bath salts, exercise videos, Snuggies, cultural references ranging from high art to low kitsch. These are jumping points into fantasy worlds that transform Cynthia's life into something more like a myth or a legend, really the stuff of opera. And it's from this place that we're able to look at big ideas like spirituality, cultural anxiety, the mass marketing of science, really 21st century issues of morality from the viewpoint of futility. And we've actually found that this is a kind of effective place to kind of meditate on these capital letter issues. And as you see, there's more than a small dose of humor. This is the bird song. This is from the performance at the kitchen. Here's where Cynthia's at a crossroads, and she's inspired by an environmental activist named Julia to climb a tree to save it from being cut down. And you can turn the music up.
After finishing this retreat, Nick and I are headed to the Netherlands, to Friesland, where we will begin all our pre-production planning at a residency. Production is scheduled for next spring and throughout the rest of that year with location shooting in New York and California, and we want to premiere this internet opera in early 2015. The challenge we have now is shaping this material for the internet. The The project will have a production footprint of a web series, and we want it to have a great, really good production values. So we need to be able to shoot on location and have a budget for cameras and studio space and 3D animators and programmers, and getting a great sounding version of the score. And we're also looking for a really interesting digital venue to premiere the work, and other potential media partners.
So who's our audience? Apart from the cult following that Shana's videos have accumulated over the years and the full houses we played to at the Kitchen, New Museum, Pica TBA, Carolina Performing Arts, SF MoMA, Warhol Museum, thank you, thank you. As the reviews came in, we noticed that the attention we were getting was from the digital creativity community, blogs like the Creators Project and Rhizome. And what happened was that the video trailer for our piece was featured on the front page of YouTube for a day. And what happened was we got 90,000 hits globally in 24 hours. So what we want to do with this new version is figure out how to bring more than the trailer to the audience. And what we want to do is we want to bridge the gap between Robert Ashley's pioneering TV opera Perfect Lives and kind of a for the people version of the Met Opera HD broadcast. So kind of like a music theater and internet Gesamtkunstwerk. So that's Whispering Pines 10, and then we want to create Whispering Pines 11, a sequel to Whispering Pines 10. That'll be a work that exists on the stage, the museum, and the iPad screen. So there's Whispering Pines Infinity. Thank you. We look forward to meeting you.
Thank you.